We are at Fishpond Lake in Lecter County, Kentucky. And they've got a small campground that's about 15 spaces. But as you can see, part of it's under construction right now. So there's 12 available spaces. I'm at number 12. There's 13 and I think 14 is supposed to be next to it. They're building a new bathroom here. And then site 15, I believe, is down on the other side of this little pavilion. And I'll give you a quick walk around. This is, like I said, very small campground, but in a beautiful setting on a beautiful lake. And there's not a lot to see as far as the campground goes, but quite a bit to see around here. So I'll take a walk down and show you what you have in store if you were to stay here. So I'm just going to take a walk around the lake for the most part, but I got to show you this. There was a Halloween event here. And these people decked this whole campsite out with all these Halloween mannequins, monsters, and whatnot. They had apparently like a haunted hayride with people chasing other people around with chainsaws and all that kind of craziness. And they were passing out candy for the kids as well. So that was going on last night, and it's supposed to go on tonight as well. But as you can see, there's site 7, site 6, they're all back-in sites. And they're fairly close together, if I'm being honest. And there's no real privacy between them. But that's what you got. There's electric and water at all the sites. None of them are full hookup, so there's a dump station here, but there's no sewage connections anywhere. And then you can see here, they're putting in a power line or some electrical stuff, and the workers are stationed here at the campground while they're working on the lines. And then right up past this last utility truck is the end of the campground. It's really just this one little row for this giant park. There's another group shelter pavilion up here. And you got a little playground here. And then here's the old bathroom. There's no showers, just toilets. But the one they're building is going to have 3 showers. So let me just give you a little pan around here. There's the main road. It comes in, goes all the way around the lake. And that's the campground, that one little strip. Pretty small, but like I said, it's what's around here that makes this a nice place to stay. Let me show you a little bit more. So this road that goes around the lake is all nicely, freshly paved. They must have just done this somewhat recently. And then up around, you can see the hills around here. There are 2 more trails, dirt trails for ATVs, or I guess horses possibly, that go around the lake up at a higher elevation up in the hills. And I would take you up there, but I don't feel like getting all muddy. We had quite a bit of rain, as you can tell, and just not in the mood to go trudging around through the mud. More so, don't want him getting all muddy because all that ends up on the bed. But here's those trails that go up. You can see it every so often on this paved road. The ATV trails go up, and then that loops all the way around the lake. And like I said, there's like 2 circles, one mid and then one higher up on the hillside. So you can also tent camp pretty much anywhere around this lake as far as I could tell. There's something called the Boy Scout campground. We'll go down here and take a look. When I talked to the guy that works here, who does like the maintenance for the place, he said basically there hasn't been Boy Scouts down here for many years. I don't even know if the Boy Scouts are still around, like if that's even still an organization these days. But anyways, if you were to tent camp, down here is a really nice spot to do it. Let me show you. You could just see this time of year. It's right before Halloween, like I mentioned. I guess I didn't mention that, but you could probably guess by that one person's decorations there and the haunted hayride. But we got like really just pretty autumn colors here. And this lake is not huge, but it sure is pretty all the way around it. So here's the tent camping area for the Boy Scout campground. Like I said, you could tent camp, I think, anywhere here, but This is a nice wide open spot for a group of people. There's a bathroom down on the end, another playground, a couple picnic tables scattered around. You got trash here. Nice little spot, lots of trees around as well. And then you're right on the coast of the lake, so to speak. Let me show you. So if you had a boat or a kayak or canoe, this would be a great place to put it in. Nice shallow entry into the lake. So pretty. Ricky gets very nervous on docks like this, but I'm going to force him to come out here so I could give you another view of the lake. Today's a nice overcast day. I think it's going to get sunny in a little bit, but this is just perfect lighting, in my opinion, for this time of year and this type of foliage. It's a kind of a long, narrow lake, I guess you could say. And then if you look over there in the distance, where that fog is, that's where the dam is. Very, very pretty. What I'll do is I'll also insert some drone footage I took yesterday or the day before. My days are all mixed up. So you could kind of see some overhead shots of the lake when it was sunnier out. And you can just kind of get a bird's eye view of what the place looks like. You can see the campground from above and just the overall layout. And this whole valley that I'm in is just surrounded by really, really high rolling hills, as you'd expect from Kentucky. This lake is in southeastern Kentucky. We're very near the Virginia border. I mean, the Virginia border is like 5 or 10 minutes away from where we're at. So, yeah, just such a pretty place. And that's kind of what makes this such a special place to camp at, is not so much the campground, which is, you know, as you saw, nothing special, but the location around it. A lot of people don't think of Kentucky as a destination for a beautiful place to be, but it sure is. Waking up to this is something special. And I got to say, everything echoes around here. Like when they were doing the haunted hayride on the other side of the lake, you can see that truck going up on the paved surface up there. I'm wearing a microphone, so you won't hear it so well through the mic, but everything echoes. I'm talking quietly now, and I guarantee you anybody around the lake can hear me talking because of the acoustics of this place. So if you like to hike, there's quite a few hiking trails around here. Yesterday we went on the Pine Mountain Trail, which is, I think, something extraordinary, like 30 or 40 miles of trail. It connects to a whole bunch of other trails that take you all the way up to New York or something, but we did 5 miles out and 5 miles back yesterday. And very pretty, lots of scenic views across like this top rocky ridge. And the trail itself straddles Virginia and Kentucky's borders. So it almost follows the border lines right across. And on that border, it's just like a rocky, like a spine of rock. So there's a couple of very cool outcroppings and views from up there. Other neat rock formations, like a natural bridge that's out there as well. That was pretty cool to see. And just a very well marked and maintained trail way out here in southeastern Kentucky. The strange thing is we walked 10 miles yesterday and didn't see a single person, like zero, nobody at all. So it's just not a very well populated area for outdoor stuff, but kind of should be because it's so pretty. As far as camping here, RV sites, $12 a night, incredibly cheap, like super cheap, $12 a night. And I think the tent camping was $5 a night. I reserved online. I'll put a link where you could do that in the description. I don't even know if you need to. Like, no one came around and checked to see. You saw all the empty spaces that were there. And I think if you had a tent, you could just put a tent anywhere around this lake and no one would even question it. But no one even stopped to see if I was the guy that reserved site 12 or nothing. So, but that's pretty cheap. No cell signal. I think I told you that already. Dump station. I'm going to show you the dump station in a little bit. We're getting close to it here. People around here are all very friendly too. Kentucky has a bad reputation, especially Eastern Kentucky. But I have had no problems with anybody. Everyone I've encountered has been super friendly, very nice, very helpful. Nothing, no problems at all. Everything is really clean too. Even I'm walking around this lake, there's very little litter. the trail was on yesterday was very clean. So I don't get it. I don't know why Kentucky has a bad rap, but I'm a fan. Here's a dump station. It's just literally on the side of the road on the way out. Basic stuff, nothing fancy, nothing special. Accommodates one trailer at a time. With only 15 sites, 12 of which are usable, and 3 of which are occupied by normal people, I don't expect there to be much of a line to wait for the dump station when I head out of here tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. But this is kind of like the main entry road. Right down where you see those signs and that trash can down there, that's the intersection that'll take us down to the dam that goes across the other side of the lake. So we'll head down there next. So on the right is the road I came in on. I'm going down around the lake, across the dam. There's the main sign you see. You can see this is pretty like a low-key place. There's the website. That's the same site I'll put in the link to the description of the video. There's a phone number if you want to make reservations. It's got the rules, very typical rules as you'd expect. And then we're just going to go down this road here, which is going to take us around the dam to the other side of the lake. Nice wide paved dam crossing. I don't know, what do you call the crossing of a dam? Is it just the road, or is there a special word for it? I have no idea. Dam crossing. But you can see there's another dock over there for fishing and another little boat launch ramp as well. Some benches down along here as well. I'm not sure how deep this lake is. It has to be pretty deep for them to have a boat launch, but it's certainly shallow at the shoreline. Got your Kentucky sundial. And then here's just the view of the lake. The campground, no, you can't see it from here, but it's towards the end of the lake. I'll show you once we get down there. It gets a bit swampy on the other side, but I'll show you. And then here's the other side of the dam. I don't know if you could hear the highway over there, but there is a highway on the other side of those trees. You don't hear it from the campground, but you hear it from here at the dam. It's a Saturday morning, so people are out and about doing whatever they do on a Saturday in southeastern Kentucky. So here's that other boat dock and the boat ramp. Sign says no swimming and no bow fishing. So don't plan to swim, at least not here. I don't know anyone that bow fishes, but maybe that is a thing. If you like doing that, you can't do it here. Be forewarned. So you could see I'm on the other side of the lake now where they had the haunted hayride. All last night until about 10 o'clock at night, I heard chainsaws and kids screaming. The campsite, for me, the campground is on the other side of all this. So I couldn't really see what was happening over here, but there was definitely some kind of commotion, some sort of horror-related commotion. And it's going to be happening again tonight, so I'm not going back. I will beware, but I'm going to continue onward, even if my peril lies ahead. We'll see. So down here is typically a wheelchair accessible campsite, down here to the left. And you can see they've got it reserved for the haunted hayride. So I think down there at the base of this little hill, where there is a picnic table and a bench and a trash can, I think that's where all the chainsaw activity was going on last night. But on a normal non-Halloween weekend, that would be a fantastic place to stay if you are someone that needs a wheelchair accessible site. It's really private, it's all by itself, it's on the edge of the water, and then it's paved up here at the top, and then there's gravel down at the bottom. So it would be an easy place to back into and back out of. But we're going to continue up around here, go up around this next bend, and then continue to the far side of the lake. I don't really know much about flowers, but I know these are pretty ones, whatever they are. It's the end of October, and for some reason, there's some kind of very pretty orange flowers blooming in this section. So that's pretty unique. Right past this little patch of flowers, we come to a bigger group campsite, or maybe just a pavilion. I don't know if you could camp here or not. Like I said, I don't think anybody will stop you from doing anything around here, but a nice pavilion with another playground and extra parking. So pretty pretty spot there. So this would be shelter 5. I'm assuming you would reserve this typically. You could see there's a big giant cloth spider web draped across and danger signs or danger tape around this thing. So there's probably some chainsaw activity here last night as well. But again, nice little spot to reserve if you had a family picnic or something like that. Nice playground. And there's a bit of litter around here from last night, I will say. There's a piece of trash there. You can see a bunch of trash over here. When I walked through here before all this Halloween stuff, this was spotless. So this is a really clean park. If you see a little bit of remnants of, chaos from last night, don't judge this place based on that. I haven't pointed out a lot of these signs, but as you go around the lake, there's signs that tell you about the different wildlife that are here. I'm looking at this one because it's got a salamander and a frog on it, and I like reptiles and amphibians. There's a little pond on the other side of that mound. But there is wildlife here. Bear for sure. I have not seen a single bear since I've been here. I will say that most of the trash cans around this place are just wide open. They don't have like the special bear trash cans that you would expect. I've got a friend that lives out this way that I'm visiting while I'm here, and he frequently has bear in his backyard. So they're all around, but I haven't seen any, don't want to see any. When we were hiking on Pine Mountain Trail yesterday, several places, every, mile or so, we would find some bear poop. And so there's definitely bear around. I'd imagine they come here and have a feast on these trash cans, especially after the last night and tonight. There's going to be extra food and probably all kind of candy and stuff in there from trick-or-treating. So we'll see. I might see some bear tonight, tomorrow morning, who knows? Hopefully not. Don't want to, but if I do, that's fine. I'm just rambling on about bear to give you an excuse, to give me an excuse to film as I'm walking around here so it's not just quiet. But here's another little trail that goes down to the water. Great little fishing spot down there. And I just want an excuse to show you around this place as I'm walking because this road is just really, really nice. Another thing to do in the area that I did yesterday is it's a mountain road. It's all paved, but it's a single lane road, very narrow, called Little Shepherd Trail. And it's all paved, like I said. You don't need four-wheel drive, but it feels like one of those very rural Appalachian, canyon trails that goes through like a holler and stuff like that. Well, here's Michael Myers, just so you could see. I don't know, I guess kids know who Michael Myers is, right? Ricky's sniffing Michael Myers' knife. I don't know if kids today even watch these Halloween movies. They made a couple remakes, so maybe they do. Anyways, Little Shepherd Trail is similar to this that I'm walking on now, but more scenic because it's just goes through just beautiful, beautiful countryside. And it's like half as wide as this. So going through it on my truck, there's very few other cars, but every time a car came, it was a bit nerve-wracking. It's worth the nerve-wrackingness to go on Little Shepherd Trail. I don't have any footage to show you. I was too busy driving to stop and take pictures and video, but take my word for it. If you're ever out here, southeastern Kentucky by Kingdom Come State Park, drive on Little Shepherd's Trail. The sun's starting to come out now, and you can just see what a pretty place this is. I say that in all these videos. In fact, I wouldn't even make one of these videos if I didn't like it. Probably won't see too many negative videos on this channel. But so nice. Some balloons here. More activities from whatever happened last night. Whatever craziness was going on. And it looks like as we get up ahead, I see another horror figure up there. Can't tell who that is. I wonder if it's, I'm gonna guess it's the thing from the Scream movies with that droopy face mask. I love horror movies. I don't talk about that on this channel. It's not what this channel is for. But I hate Scream. I hate all of those stupid, boring slasher type movies from the, I guess that would be late 90s, early 90s, something like that. Anything from there onward. The only horror movies I like are supernatural themed horror movies, and we don't get very many of those nowadays. But no, is that Leatherface? Goodness gracious. It's Jason. Why are they putting all these like 1980s figures. Kids don't know. That's Jason. Kids don't know who Jason is. I thought it was a chainsaw. It's a machete. Like, they haven't made a Friday the 13th movie. I don't know. What has it been, like 20 years? I think this is all for adults. This is not for kids, this Halloween stuff. Here. This is an adult activity. Not, no, don't take that the wrong way. It's not an adult activity, but it's an activity for adults' amusement with their children. I don't think it was like that when I was a kid. I remember, well, when I was a kid, Friday the 13th movies were popular, and that's what Halloween was. You saw that then when it was new and it was fresh. Now, I don't know. I don't know what horror franchise is popular for kids, but it can't be Friday the 13th. So there's a clothesline with bloody saws and cleavers and machetes hanging. On the other side of that, if you could see over there, that boat ramp is the Boy Scout campground, the tent site that I showed you a while back. And we're at another little picnic area here, which from what I understand, you could pitch a tent here if you want. No problems at all. Right along the main road, but still really pretty. Main road. This is not a main, I mean, this is a main road for this place, but the whole time I've been filming this, I saw one car. And it's about almost 11 a.m. on a Saturday now. Looks like there's some other bloody things over here. What's all this? I probably should come here tonight. So that's I guess that's a bloody heart hanging from the tree. Okay. I should come here tonight when all the activity is, but not being a local, there's a bloody foot. Not being a local and like filming a local thing here might not be very well received by the people around here. So I'll probably just stay in my camper again tonight, but it would be kind of, I don't know. The other thing too is I'm from Pittsburgh, and it's just different, a different culture between southeastern Kentucky especially, and the Northeast, and the way I talk and the things I say are just so different. I noticed that being someone that lives in Tennessee, that local people in Tennessee don't always receive me positively. And that's fine. That's just how it is. I understand. I don't think I would be received very well here if I were to come around with this camera, especially with this dog. Nah, I don't think that would work out. Here's another site from this video is turned into examining the gore from the previous night's episodes. Well, let's see what we got here. So there's all kinds of bloody rags around. I guess that's supposed to be like a creepy rocking chair. Bloody rag in that trash can. And then this is like a picnic table with a bloody tablecloth. If you were going to butcher somebody out in the woods, would you put a tablecloth down? And it's even like a doily grandmother's picnic table, which is kind of strange. And a bloody shirt over there. I just don't think that when, you know, some kind of Leatherface Chainsaw Massacre type of person is going to be so tidy with a little doily tablecloth on his butcher table. It's going to be very hard to see because of the lighting in the trees, but on the other side of all these trees, on the other side of the lake, is the campground. That's where I'm camped. I could see my camper with my eyes, but it's not coming through on the camera very well. So we're opposite the campground, and the lake just goes a little bit further here. We'll keep walking, but it kind of fingers out at the end where it just comes to like a slim sort of swampy area on the, I don't know, I think that's the north side over there. There's another nice tent camping spot down here. This looks bad because it's all leaves, but it's a gravel road that goes around the loops. If you go down there, then way down at the shoreline, which you can't quite see from here, but hopefully you can kind of tell, there's some clearings down there, picnic tables and places to pitch a tent. Another great spot, very private down there. So this video was intended to be a walkthrough of this campground and the lake itself, but it has turned into quite a bit of a Halloween expose. Got a little cemetery over here. Let's take a look and see what we got. So we got I'll Be Back. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Another I'll Be Back. There must be twins. You know, the Rest in Peace twins and the I'll Be Back twins must have died at the same time. and a couple other little tombstones. That's something. So this is the first sign that says no camping this area. That's why I'm led to believe you can camp pretty much anywhere else. But this little overlook is really a nice spot. Like I said, we're on the far end from the dam. North or south, dude, I don't know. But it's a nice place to see everything that the lake has to offer from one spot. You can see it's a narrow lake, goes all the way down. You can see the dam in the distance. That's the same fog I showed you on the other side of the dam earlier. Just a really pretty location. Nice place to sit and watch the sun come up or the sun go down. And then this is just the paved spot here. Can't reserve this or anything, but it's a nice place to park and maybe have lunch or whatever. I don't know. Really, really pretty location. I keep saying that. I'm repeating myself quite a bit. I'm trying to bring this back from the horror aspect to the prettiness aspect of the location. So I'm trying to change the subject a little bit. And then that's the way we came over here to the left. And we're heading the opposite way to the right. We're almost back. Another nice little camp spot down here. We'll take a walk down here and look at it. It says no RVs allowed. Obviously, it's pretty tight down there. You can't really turn around. Let's go check it out. So we're here at the finger part of the lake, like I said. And you can see it's a bit swampier here. There's a lot of trash down here. He's gonna get into some of that food down there. I'm gonna have to get him back on the leash in a second. Shouldn't even have taken him off the leash, but campground is right on the other side of those trees in the distance, kind of around that little bend is where my camper is at. And then if you were to camp down here, he's getting in that trash, goodness gracious. There's a couple places to park, a couple level spots, big picnic table, and then a bench. And like I said, all this litter that's here, this was not here yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon. This is all from Key, I guess that's beer, Keystone. I'm not a beer guy. People here are definitely beer guys. But it's kind of filthy down here, to be honest with you. It wasn't like this before. Don't judge this place from all this trash. It's normally cleaner. At least my assumption is it was cleaner when I got here than it is right now. So we'll head back up here and then just finish up on the other side. As you make the bend to head back to the campground, there's a big parking lot here for trailers with RVs. In case you wanted to ride your RVs here, there's a place to park. Got another nice playground. Some more do not cross tape from the horror show last night. Another little pavilion, that would be shelter 4 up on that hill. Another nice big one with a couple picnic tables. Here's that swampy area. They say marsh, wetlands, marsh, swamp, same thing I think. But sharp bend around here that takes us back. So we're gonna head on back that direction. If you're curious about what feeds the lake, it would be the Little Laurel Branch. And here's the Little Laurel Branch here coming on down. That little stream is what feeds the lake. It's funny how such a small flow of water can fill up such a big body of water. So as we head back to the campground, we'll just go to this one last little lower spot here where there's some places to put a canoe or a kayak in. Supposing you could camp down here. It says no swimming. Doesn't say anything about no camping. And Ricky sees a bunch of birds in the distance. I don't know if he's gonna chase them birds or what he's gonna do. I'm surprised he hasn't chased. Oh, here he goes. Yeah, he ain't going in the water after anything. This dog does not like water at all. He sure likes to chase birds though. But it's another nice little spot. Bunch of places to park your car. Picnic tables over there. Hey, nope. Oh, he's trying to roll in it. You're rolling that duck poop. He was trying to roll in duck poop. There ain't no way. He's going back in my camper with duck poop on him. Forget about it. That's the last thing I want to share a bed with is a duck poop covered mutt. All right, we're gonna head back on up here. I keep saying we're heading back. We are officially, really, truly heading back now up here. Another little sign showing how the water comes through the hills and mountains around here and feeds the lake to some extent. I think you can probably drink that. I think that's why that's there. So if you're walking around the lake and you're thirsty, you didn't bring a bottle of water, there you have it. And we're at the home stretch. There's the campground ahead. You can see my camper, kinda see it behind that pavilion, site 12. And we are officially back to the campground. All right, we get this boy back in. There he goes. Water or, oh, the bed. I always hope he goes for the water first, because if he would do that, he wouldn't put mud on the bed, but that's okay. Again, I love the 16BH. Absolute best thing I've ever purchased in my life. I keep saying that each time I make one of these, but you need to keep hearing it. So with all that being said, from Ricky and me, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.